have to wear orange. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to sneak up with this orange on. They're going to catch me a lot easier, so I'm just going to have to really keep my eyes open for movement. Nice cloud cover day, but everything kind of blends in today, so they're going to be a little bit hard to see today. I got the 7mm mag on my shoulder, shooting Hornady SSTs, and not really worried about shooting a deer. Just gonna go out and just walk around and enjoy being out in the woods. I plan on most likely taking both of my deer, filling my buck tag with a doe, and using my doe tag also in the late flintlock season. You can do that here in Pennsylvania. So I'm just going out, walking around. Haven't heard of too many big bucks this year, but you never know. They could still be out there hiding somewhere. Well, I spotted me a deer, but I don't know if it already seen me. No buck. Spike. I'm not seeing much. I just walked about a mile and I didn't see any deer. Lots of sign. Deer may have seen me before I seen them, but I don't know. It's kind of warming up walking. I wore too much clothes, really, is what it is. So I don't know whether I should just walk back to the truck, or whether I should just keep on going. But I'm going to sit here and make a decision right now, and I think I'm just going to head back to the truck, hump my way back real slow, and hard to say where these deer are, but if they were in the places where I was trying to find them, they saw me and got out of there before I got the chance to spot them. So well, I can shoot him if I wanted to right now, but he's just on the small side. Let him go. Nice looking buck. Not bad. Well, that's pretty cool. Wondering where all the deer were. You know, you won't believe where that deer was. I was within 50 yards of that deer about a half hour ago. But there's a bank that creeps up on top of this little plateau. And I thought, I'm not going to look up there because it's a little bit of a steep climb. I peek up over And right there he was, like 30 yards from me, laying down, and with a couple doe. And he just stood there. He was so surprised. He had nowhere to go. He's just looking at me. And I mean, I had all the time in the world to shoot him. But it's not about the antlers, because you can't eat them. It's all about the meat. And you let him go next year, and he'll have more meat on his bones. And I got way too many doe, so I'm filling the freezer with doe meat, just like I have every year. That's the only way you're going to get big bucks in Pennsylvania, is letting the small bucks go. And that's, hey, the neighbor might shoot it, and I've made a lot of successful neighbors, but you know what? I stand for principle and perfect land management, and I love to see the deer get bigger. And it's just a positive all the way around. There's no negative in letting a deer like that go. It's the evening hunt, going back out to walk around again. It's raining a little bit, but I rewatched the footage and I realized that was a 10-point that I let go. So that's even awesome. Boy, if he makes that through the season. And I showed my wife, I said, hey, would you shoot this? She's never shot a buck before, and she's like, nope, it'll be really nice next year. And I said, are you sure? Because for your first buck, that would be great. I said, then you can wait for bigger deer, get one under your belt. And he says, I don't know why that always happens on camera. Trees falling down behind me. But she's like, no. She's like, he'll be nice next year. She goes, I'll fill the freezer with doe meat, because we got a pile of doe here, and people will hunt to their last dying breath to shoot those antlered deer, in which they say that they can't eat the antlers, but they won't shoot the doe. Just snuck up on a deer. It's a buck. Not very big. That just goes to show you that you can sneak up on deer in Orange if you know what the deer like to do when they get pressured. I'm about 40 yards from him right now, 35, 40 yards. Well, I'm tired of standing here. I'm just gonna bump him, and I don't see any other deer laying with that buck. So I'm just gonna bump him and keep going somewhere else. I can't believe how close I got to that deer, and the thing is, the reason why I can do that is because I spend a lot of time hunting, learning, and fine-tuning my skills, and I can't believe that I didn't turn my cell phone on to silent. But, shooting and letting deer go over the year, I hunt not only all of rifle season, I hunt all of flintlock season. And being out in the woods and learning every single time you're out in the woods. If you can't learn something when you're out there, then you're always going to be the same every year. You gotta enhance, fine-tune, and get better and better every year. And it's just fun sneaking right up on these bucks. And I'm able to do it with orange on, I mean, I got my vest on, it's just unbelievable that you can get right up on these pressured deer. And, to be honest, I like hunting pressured deer a little bit better because they're so predictable. You know where they're going to be. They're going to be bedded. And I get lots of people who think I'm hunting some kind of preserve, some kind of giant private property where, you don't have any neighbors and, everything. The deer's never even seen a human before. I mean, come on. I mean, I'm hunting. That deer can get shot tomorrow by a youth hunter just across the hillside. I'm hunting just like the typical PA hunter, and hard. The philosophy around here is if it's brown, it's down. And it just takes a few people to let a few bucks go, like some of my family members do, and you can have decent bucks every year. But they're only going to get so big unless a lot more people start passing these younger bucks up, and you can have an explosion of monster bucks all over the place, and that'll stay like that for years. The only way that you'd be able to take that away is unless the people shot double the amount of deer they normally do, and that's really hard to do. So you just got to be out there and enjoy and have fun. It's not about getting a buck. It's just being about being out in the woods and learning. And I have my freezer filled up, tamped down, and run it over every year just with doe meat. Well, I got a long way back home. Clear down over them pine trees. Just awesome just to get up and walk around. Sneak through the woods. Sneaking up on some bucks. Can't get any better. I haven't even filled my tag yet. I got out of the stand. I did not spook that buck. I'm in my food plot now. I got away so I didn't have to be too loud when I'm talking to the camera because that was a nice buck. I am in my food plot. This is where I filmed Andrew kill his first deer with a bow. But I was clear up over that hillside, right up over there. That was in deer stand that I just put up this year. Actually, it was there last year, but not in that specific tree. So I turned it this year. And, some family members hunted out of it the first and second day, and they didn't see much. A couple doe come across through there. And I just got up in there because I needed a break walking home. So I got up in there, and what I did was I got my grunt tube. And I just blew really, really hard on it. I got that from Shane Reed. He's like, just blow on the call as hard as you can. And I'm like, it sounds kind of weird. And he goes, well, some calls will sound better than others, but just blow on it really hard. And so that's what I was doing. I blew on it really hard, and then I made a couple soft grunts, made a little doe bleat, and then I just kept turning it different directions to make it seem like the buck was chasing the doe in a circle. I stopped, and I heard something that sounded like a bunch of brush moving around, shaking around. And I thought maybe it was just the leaves in the trees. I didn't think that it was actually a deer. So I thought, well, I'll try it one more time. So I did it again. And next thing you know, I can hear it walking through them pine trees. So I hurried up, got the camera on it, and when I saw it, I thought it had both sides. I thought, this might be a deer I'm going to shoot. Well, it didn't have the other side. It looked like it broke off on the main beam right past the brow tine. And I tell you what, if that deer would have had the other side, he'd have been borderline something that I maybe would have shot. That looked like a 3-year-old deer, and about as big as, my gross score for a deer would be about 130, and I'd say if he had the other side, he'd gross in around 130, and, but I'm going to let him go, too, and, I don't know if he's going to make it through the season. There's a lot of bucks. I passed up on a 10-point today. I believe I counted 7 points on him. I'm not sure. And, I saw a 4 or 6 point and that spike. And, to be honest, I've only seen a couple doe. I've seen 4 doe and 4 buck. So, like I said, guys, there's nobody in the woods. It's the 3rd day of rifle season. And I'm out here as if it's the first day and there's nobody out here. And I'm seeing all kinds of stuff. And, I'm going to be out here almost every